Welcome back to another episode of the Larry Ohh Show. Got my co-host with me again.
What's going on? It's John Phelps.
And I'm Larry Ohh. Welcome back. Like I said, this is a podcast about FL Studio and everything music production related. We have, again, massive giveaway this week. We're going to be announcing the winners in the comments, pinning them as well. This week, we're giving away 5 copies of every single one of my FL Studio courses. Like always, stay tuned for the keyword, the key phrase, so you can enter that. 5 winners again, and 5 winners from last week's episode will be pinned in the comments, so stay tuned and check out the comments for that. We have another great episode. Last week we did trivia, right? No, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with these episodes right now.
I think it was last week.
Yeah, but we got another episode coming out tomorrow. We're pre-filming, so who the hell knows where we're at right now.
We basically with these podcasts.
Oh no, last week was the cook-up stuff. So in last week's episode, we did the cook-up stuff. So that's the people that are going to be winning in the comments right now are going to be winning the FLP for those sessions. So definitely stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure.
And check out the comments for to see if you're a winner of all of my courses and that FLP for that session that we cooked up with.
Right. So we chilling. The way that this podcast works is we pre-record these things, so we get a little mixed up about when we did what,
I want to start doing them live, but I know it's way more involved.
Sure.
And we already have a lot going on. So imagine this, and then just making sure that the connection's good for live streaming, being on top of everything. I really want to be super comfortable, and then maybe we get to the point where we do these live.
Yeah,
and then they get thrown up on all the platforms afterwards. But
it'll come to pass,
Yeah,
just keep moving towards that. So,
but yeah, so I guess so we got another episode of FL Studio Trivia.
Let's go.
And this week, John is gonna ask me. We're gonna trim it down to 5 questions this week because I feel like 10 might have been a little too much, a little overzealous last time we did that a couple episodes ago. But I think 5 would be good, and then that way we can dive into some some visuals of what we're talking about.
Right on.
And we're gonna test my FL Studio knowledge today. Hopefully I don't just flop.
So a little bit of background. We use ChatGPT to generate 5 trivia questions about FL, which is crazy because I was testing some of these things out and I was like, oh, this thing actually, I don't know exactly how ChatGPT pulls all of its answers and stuff, but it's pretty cool. And then I also looked up all the Van Damme movies in order, and it got all those too. I was like, holy smokes!
Yeah, I mean it's getting really accurate. And now they have but I mean we talked about ChatGPT a couple weeks ago, and just a little bit of that today. I want to stress producers use it to your advantage.
Sure.
Use it for content ideas. Use it for some chord ideas. Yeah. You can type in there what's a really good chord progression for trap music, and it'll give you a list of them, and then you can fine tune it. But they have a new 4.0 version. I haven't gotten that yet. It's more of a paid version of it. So I might try messing around with that, because then you can start linking apps to it. Canva. So say for thumbnails for the podcast, that's what I want to use it for. I want to use it for some thumbnails, and then you can link Canva to it, and you could say, create me a thumbnail using Canva about X, Y, and Z. Here's the title. Here's the theme. Here's a picture that I want in it. Here's another picture that I want in it, and put a picture of this in it.
I got you.
And you could get crazy with it, bro.
Yeah,
I want to really test it out for that sort of thing. It's just, I've been using it a lot for content ideas and content for the podcast. So yeah, and producers and audio engineers, anybody, there's ways that you can use this.
And to your point about more producers using it and content creators in general using it, it's you can type in, suppose you work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, you can type in how to schedule my time so that I'm going to the gym and I'm making content 3 days a week. And put that into a scheduling program for ChatGPT, and it's actually really comprehensive and effective for you would need to get content on Tuesdays and Thursdays to reach your goal of 25 videos a month. So if you're kind of struggling to I don't know if I have time to do all this, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Schedule your time out and using ChatGPT.
With that 4.0 too, just to touch on this a little bit, we can move into the trivia, but you can put attachments in there, and I think you can even link it to Google Docs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you can have it working hand in hand with your Google stuff.
Yeah,
Calendar,
exactly. That would be perfect.
Documents, everything, all that.
That would be perfect, because that's exactly what I was looking at. I was if I schedule my time on ChatGPT, and then if I could import that into my calendar.
Yeah.
to block it off readily and then just go in and type in how I want it. But
yeah, there's ways to do it. I think
so
you might have to use the paid version, but you can do it.
So this is some FL Studio Chat GPT collaboration trivia.
I won't cheat. So nothing,
okay, yeah.
I won't. I have FL open in front of me. I'll close. Hold on, I'll close it for the time being. I'll close it up.
All right.
No
so
cheating.
I'm gonna start with this one. Okay. In what country is FL Studio headquarters in?
Oh, Belgium.
What country?
What country? That's a country, isn't it? Belgium?
It says Brussels, Belgium.
Oh, Brussels, Belgium? So I was kind of right.
Yeah, you was right.
It was like
Brussels,
half right?
yo. Yeah,
Brussels? Yeah. Okay.
Brussels is having a hard time with the Olympics right now.
Really?
I think like the French team got like their whole van looted in man. Brussels. So it's a whole mess.
Yeah, it's a mess.
But
yeah, I knew that it was and I don't know if you asked me this probably like a few years ago, I probably wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
I just been obviously like really, really
plugged
deep
in,
into,
dude.
to FL culture and backstory stuff. So yeah.
Is that where the sprouts come from?
Brussels sprouts? I would assume it's got to be
it's
related.
The same word.
It's got to be.
It's the same word.
It's got to be related. Maybe that's where they were.
This is the real trivia.
Where were Brussels sprouts originated?
All right, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
In FL Studio, what is the name of the feature that allows you to sequence patterns and arrange them in a timeline to create a complete song?
The playlist.
There you go.
Boom.
Boom.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. He knew Brussels.
I knew Belgium. I didn't think of Brussels.
He thought Belgian waffles, not Brussels
sprouts. If you
sprouts.
asked me, like I originally, years and years ago, I probably would have said Germany. But like I said, recently I've just been like really diving into stuff. So I didn't think Brussels though.
Which FL Studio component is primarily used for adding and manipulating effects on your audio and instrument tracks?
Say that one more time.
I know some of the wording is so funny with these. Mm-hmm. Which FL Studio component is primarily used for adding and manipulating effects on your audio and instrument tracks?
A mixer?
That's it.
That's it. They try to confuse you.
Yeah, the words like a component.
They word these things. Yeah, because when you said component, I was like, is it pointing out a plugin again? But then I'm like, oh, no, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's interesting because it's accurate, but it's almost like it doesn't exactly know how to refer to things, but it knows. That
does make sense when you think about it, but we don't think of those words like what component of that, you know what I mean?
I would literally just be like, it's the mixer.
Like, hey, what window with tracks on it? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say that. So in a way, it's mad smart because it's not trying to give away the answer in a sense. Mm-hmm. But I want to just, now that if we're talking about the mixer for a second, there's like a few like crazy mixer gems that like nobody really talks about. And say if we have, I don't even know if I can like load up a chain or whatever, but there is. They have some default. This is something I didn't even know. Stereo tape simulation. They have like already like presets in here. Look at this. Did you know that they had preset chains?
No, I didn't know that.
So if you right click and you go to file, there's a whole bunch of chains that are already here that are just default because I've never touched like the inside of this right here. This is this is a laptop that I don't really use unless we're on the podcast. So it already has a 1-bar overdub recording. Get out of here. And then you just change your it wants you to use Edison. Nah, I'm not with that. Edison. I don't understand how people use Edison to record their vocals, bro. There's people, I think there's some psychopaths out there in the world that
we're friends with one.
I am friends with one and he's a psychopath. I've called him a psychopath for using it, bro. I'm like, bro, are you out of your mind? Yeah. Like, so you're saying you're in a session with somebody, you have your beat pulled up, you have everything pulled up, and you record the vocals into Edison?
Yo,
are you out of your mind,
The playlist is right there.
I'm like, bro, we've come a long way. This isn't 1999. We're not 2 years into FL Studio. Use the playlist, bro. Like we had these conversations with him like 7-8 years ago. And I'm like, bro, FL Studio's come a long way. Get the hell out of Edison. Because what I don't understand is how do you get them to time up right? I can understand that you have the beat in the background, right? Mm-hmm. Like let's say you got your beat playing in the background. You got your beat on track number 2. Then you want to open up insert number 1 and you put input 1 or 2, your microphone and your interface, right? And now you got Edison on this channel, and you hit record on this channel. Then you hit play on this on the playlist in the background, and then you hit play here, and then what? How does it line up, bro? Because when you drag it in,
right? I think what you would maybe do is you would have the beat playing, and then this doesn't look like it has a countdown, so you could just arm it 4 bars before the person starts. So then 4 bars before the 1. Is when the clip starts.
It seemed like it was about to sink in. It's synced.
But I'm a playlist
when I hit this
guy.
Play.
I'm a playlist guy then through and through.
My thing is, what happens when you drag it into the playlist? Because you can't just leave it in Edison. So you have to click and drag that joint into the playlist, and then make sure it's lined up. You can't just drag it and it drops wherever you put it. So then you have to line it up, no?
More or less, yeah.
And
but again, if you just pressed if you press record like 4 bars before the 1, then you would just go like 4 bars before the 1 on the thing.
Too much.
Yeah, too much for me too. Like I'd rather just record right into the playlist and like maybe take the countdown off if I want to capture something right then and there, so it doesn't like take you out of the moment. It just starts tracking.
But needless to say, psychopath if you do that.
Psychopathic tendencies. Shouts out. Shouts out our boy.
Now I'm gonna make a meme out of that too. I'm gonna be like, yo, if you record this way, you're a psychopath.
Facts.
But yo, so that just all right. We got big meter. Never used this. I've opened up some sessions where some people have had this.
Checking the LUFs or whatever.
It's just the levels. It's not even LUFs. It's just dB.
I don't even know what LUFs are. No bullshit.
It's just a meter.
I pulled that out of my ass right there.
Default is obviously nothing. This is interesting.
What about the mastering stuff? I wonder, like, right in there, general purpose mastering.
I bet you maxing this. No.
Oh, nice.
Parametric EQ2, EQ1. So this has got to be old. Multiband compressor and stereo enhancer,
which is huge. Oh my god, the spread on that is insane.
Yeah, for a master, I don't know.
Why would you ever do that? I don't know. I got to hear how this sounds, because
these got to be some old.
I feel like that is gonna phase the fuck out of the signal.
Hold on,
the stereo separation spread that far.
I'll put a sample in real quick. I'll put it just into the master.
Yeah, see what's going on with these mastering presets.
Hold on. All right, here's another gem, because I dropped it in here. If you guys don't know this is some basic stuff, but some of us don't know basic stuff. What we call basic might be advanced to somebody else. So I got this chain over here. I want to put it on that guitar patch that I just threw in. Go to File, go to Save Mixer Track State As, but click and drag it over, and it's going to drag the exact same files over. Only thing I don't like about it is that it also like renames it. So whatever name you had on it, it changes the name of whatever that one was.
Okay.
So it goes to normal insert number 6 because it renamed it. All right, so I'll turn these off, see what it sounds like before. All right, before. Pretty wide, but it's not too bad. But I wouldn't put that on a master.
No,
I'd put it on a sample.
I would put that on a guitar, yeah.
That sounds really good like this, actually.
Yeah, it does.
But it's not a full master.
Got good headroom.
I wouldn't put that on a full master though. So, but they got general purpose air mastering. What's that? Same plugins, probably just different settings on all of them. But dual joypad control. What the hell is this? What is this? I don't even know what this is. Joy Axis? Have you ever seen that in your life?
No, it looked like some stereo imaging stuff, but I don't know anything about that.
Guitar stuff. Hey, we got a guitar. Ooh.
Hey, there you go. We got
all right, look at this chain. So this is cool.
2 love filters, crazy.
All right, so we got parametric
sound
EQ2.
goodizer. They're bugging.
A Maximus.
They are bugging.
Another EQ2.
Oh.
Another EQ.
Brother,
Another EQ.
that EQ is crazy.
Look at this one. Have you ever used this one?
I haven't used that in a long time.
This is old school, bro.
Yeah, that's like some.
That's pre-EQ days. That might have been. That might have been after parametric 1, but before parametric EQ2.
That's an interesting
in between.
That's an interesting treatment for that. Right
yeah,
there.
I'm about to listen to it. What's Maximus doing?
Looks like it's cranking. It's cranking the pre up.
Oof. Love filter. What's love filter doing over here? Is it on a certain preset? I don't know. And then another love filter, and then a sound goodizer.
They kind of teed.
Let me see. Oh my god.
Ugh.
What the hell is going on in here? I bet you that's the love filter. No. It's Maximus doing that.
Yeah, the pre is cranked up.
It's just distorting the crap out of it.
Yeah, because go back into the Maximus, you'll see the the pre knob is turned up to like 4/0. See that? The purple knob pre-gain?
Yep. That's
like cranked all the way up, it looks like.
Yeah, that's too much. But they're creating a distortion with that, which you could have just used like a distortion plugin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like shit.
I like it without the love filter and without Maximus. But yo, that's something that I just didn't really know about the mixer, is that I'm sure I've seen these a million times, just pass them over. But that just goes to show, like, you can create your own presets like this. So let's say I didn't like the Maximus. I liked everything else, but I'm going to get rid of Maximus and I'm going to get rid of these 2 love filters. Get the hell out of here.
Which, by the way, if they could multi-select like inserts on the channel, that would be phenomenal. Like if you could, if you could multi-select, like, you know how you just deleted those 2 love filters? You can? How do you do that? How do you grab both?
So I held the Alt key and click and click. Did it work again? Yes. And then if I delete, nope, it only deleted 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you could multi-delete, like multi-select and delete things off of the channel rack and this like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The channel rack, I think you can, but maybe not this.
Yeah. The channel rack, you definitely can. Like, you can control, click, and drag, and then you could unassign, and then it'll delete everything off of all those 4 channels, and it'll put them back to their default. And if another thing too, if I want to just move these in order, like move the order around of this, I could just scroll my mouse wheel up or down. And it'll move the order of whatever one I'm hovering over. But let's say I want to create, like, let's move everything up, right? And so now this is the order that I like. If I want to create a new effects chain out of this, I could just right click, file, regular save mixer track state as, and I can call this guitar stuff like new or something, you know what I mean? And then enter it, and then yes. And now it's going to pop up in that list. It should pop up in that list. Maybe not.
I do not see it.
No, it's not there. Hold on. Maybe it's in this folder.
It is right there.
Yep, it's in this folder. So you'd have to like move it to that folder, because I think it just saved outside of it. So you'd have to go to that destination folder then. Normally it just drops and saves right into that same exact folder, but I think we have external stuff set up over here to where it goes into other drives. But normally when you save mixer track state as like that, it'll pop up in this right here. It'll pop up in this list, and it saves you a ton of time.
So how do you make sure that like samples that you render or record are saving to the same project path every time, like file path rather?
You'd have to see where it's going. Like I think when you, like, if you can say, what do you mean? Like, if you can consolidate something? Yeah,
suppose you like consolidate a sample or you know render something.
Nowadays it's saving to that session file. FL Studio's done that recently. It might have been in like 21 update or something. Because now when you see, if you go to save, it's gonna ask like for a folder. See how now this is way different than it used to be. Before it would just boom, it would save, and these audio files would go in like random spots or wherever you had your destination set to in the back end.
That's what I mean.
Inside of like project settings and file settings, you could do that and set the path.
That's what I'm really talking about, the project and file settings.
You could do that, but now in 21 and above, it goes into the folder that you create for it. So when you do this and you save it like this, it automatically creates a folder,
subfolder
inside
within
of whatever
project
folder
session.
So your FLP is in there, and then all of your audio files are also in that folder.
But can you go to the project options or the file settings? So like when you record something in FL, where does it say like where it's being saved? You know what I mean?
It's probably going to go into something like this. Right here.
User data folder.
Or it's going to go into...
I'll have to check that out.
It's going to go into one of these. Hold on.
Because what I've noticed mine doing is that anytime... Suppose like the last folder that I went to, the last path that I went down was my project session, then my recorded stuff will go into that folder as opposed to like a recorded or a rendered folder.
You'll see it going into one of these right here too, bro. Like, see, this is something that I've probably rendered out on the podcast, and it went into this recorded folder. But that's also like, you can open that up and find the destination for it.
Audio
it's
recorded.
documents, like I was saying earlier, it's documents, image line, FL Studio, audio recorded.
Right.
So it's always in those folders. So that's the thing too. Like you got to make sure that, and that's probably me like making unique as sample.
Right.
It's probably when it does that. When it goes to the recorded folder, if I go to,
because I do that all the time. That's like one of my favorite things to do is make unique as sample.
So it's going into recorded or rendered, or it's going into sliced audio. See, we have a few things in sliced audio right now that I've done on the podcast July 29th. Today. So something that I just did today literally went into sliced audio.
Wait a minute, what?
So yeah, it's going to go into one of those 3 folders. And then, but you don't really have to worry about that per se now, because I think what they're doing is they might actually be doubling that up in a sense. Because it's going to pull all the information from that folder that you save it to too. So also, but I said, what I was trying to say a few minutes ago is make sure that when you get a new version of FL Studio, you don't lose these folders. Always be aware of where these are, because you open up a session and you've deleted everything else that was in your FL Studio directory. It's getting rid of those audio clips, and that could be a bad day for you.
You're gonna have literally just drums.
my
no
thing,
vocals, no samples.
Yeah, bro.
Heated.
Yeah, my thing would be my advice would be to make sure that you're backing that up always.
Pause.
Yeah, like that. Make sure that like on a weekly basis, depending on how much you're working on stuff, weekly or a monthly basis, throw these into an external hard drive every week.
Facts.
Just,
or
like,
a solid state drive.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Just
I got to get one of them.
Yeah, that was the best investment I ever made, bro. Now I have like a bunch of them too, just to make sure that I always, especially with doing a lot of video stuff and content, forget it now. It's like audio doesn't take up too much space, to be honest. It'll take you a long time to fill up a terabyte especially with clips and samples and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Take you
a 7-second audio.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how that's some like really cool mixer gems that I wanted to just touch on a little bit. We could dive into that a little bit more, but I think we just move on with some more FL Studio trivia.
Yeah,
we have a couple left, right?
Yeah, we got a lot left.
All right.
This one I'm jumping around a little bit, but I liked this one because I was kind of curious. What does the granulizer plugin in FL Studio do?
It granulizes. Don't ask me that shit, bro. I don't know.
Granulizer.
I don't know, bro.
So
I just know that it does some like crazy stuff. If that's a good answer. Hey, it does some crazy wild stuff.
Yeah, man. If you want to pull it up, maybe it says the granulizer is used to manipulate audio samples by breaking them into smaller grains and reassembling them in creative ways.
So I was right.
It'd be granulizing.
So it'd be granulizing.
The granulizer's granulizing.
Yeah. It's just granulizing, bro. No, that's nothing.
This is wild. So I've never used this plugin. I don't know about you, Larry, but the granulizer.
All right, hold on. Just let me make sure I'm pulling up a sample. I'm confused over here for a second. Here it is. Nope. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull that guitar in. I'm gonna pull that distorted guitar in.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
Nope.
All right.
Damn, so right off the bat, what do we do? I'll mess around with some presets. Let's see, backwards. All right, attack. Have you ever messed with this? No?
No way.
I have a couple times, and it would just be like a preset and go type of thing without me like really fully trying to like dive into like what's going on with it.
Put the transients all the way up. I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear how that sounds.
I don't know why it's fast right now.
Speed is all the way up.
And that's up by default? Where's speed?
Right in the middle section.
All right, here we go. Nope.
Really?
That's speed of effects.
Oh my God.
I don't know why it's so fast coming in here like this.
Oh, what'd you just do? Because you just made it faster by whatever you did.
Oh, you can adjust the start time.
See, I would use that for sure.
So it just, you know what it does? I figured it out. It granulizes.
That is granulizing.
I want to know somebody that could like really just explain what the hell I'm doing here. I don't know why it's coming in as a faster sample. It doesn't always happen like that. I was thinking maybe the the session tempo was all the way up. But a lot of times I'll drop a sample in there and then just like I'll go through a couple of presets and
That is
just
wild.
Yeah, it gives it a really cool effect. I mean, there's a bunch of presets, not a bunch, but a handful of presets in here that you can mess with. And then you
weird
can
language. Yeah, cue that one up.
Yeah, we got to use
cue up weird language.
Weird language.
Yeah, it's a preset. What is that gonna do?
They all kind of sound the same right now.
They do, yeah.
Panning. All right, I can hear some panning going on, some depth. All right, use region. Transients, attacks, hold, blah, 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 blah. Hold, loop. That's weird. I don't know why it's, let me try throwing a brand new, all right, this is just, I gotta figure out for a second why. We can edit around this if we need to, but like, I gotta figure out why it's coming in like so fast when that sample is not like that normally. All right. See, I don't know. Something weird happened. I knew something.
Maybe
weird
it was
happened.
something in the sample. See, that's crazy. I'd make some heat with that right now. Shouts out to the Granulizer, an underutilized plugin. Larry and I are big fans. Have been for years.
So now I wouldn't really know how to get this to be laid down.
It's Granulizer. We love Granulizer.
So what I would probably do is, if I wanted to like lay that down,
yeah,
I would probably throw it on here. For this, I would have to go to Edison. For something like this,
Edison.
It ain't vocals, though. I tell you that, bro. Don't even start. It ain't vocals. And then I would
changing your tune.
And then I would just
right.
I'm literally clicking on the sample right now, so it just plays out.
That's cool. And it's a different effect of a reverse than like just your normal sampler.
Yeah, exactly.
It's adding some little particulate matter.
It's definitely not
making it extra cool.
It's not just as simple as reversing it. And then I would drag it into the playlist, trim out that beginning dead space and the end dead space, normalize that, stereo, throw it to a new mixer track. I would have to time that up. And just by the look of it, if I wanted to stay at... Ooh. I'd have to time that up. There's a little bit of manual manipulation that has to go on here, but...
Yeah, that part was crazy. Like, what I would do is I would just record that exactly how it is and then bend the tempo to sound exactly, like, perfect with that part.
Just match that.
Because how that sounds is amazing. And then, bow.
Yeah, that's fire.
Crazy.
Bro. Yeah, so that's a dope plugin. So I knew there was something going on with it, why it came in at like such a fast BPM.
Yeah, it was like doubling the BPM.
Yeah, it was going like too crazy, but
yeah, that's a good one.
That's
Shouts
a really
out
good
Granulizer, man.
See, that's my extent of utilizing Granulizer. That's what I've done pretty much is like throw it in, mess with a preset or two, maybe fine tune some of those like knobs in there, and then record it to Edison, because I don't really know if there's another way to get that audio out as is besides like recording it like that. Because I don't think if you just drag that sample, it's gonna come in affected like that. But like that's my process, because I like messing with the audio anyway like that. Yeah. So I feel a little bit more free.
100%.
How many more questions we got?
We got one more.
All right.
We got one more. What is the name of FL Studio's built-in feature that helps you create and modify drum patterns and loops?
Say that one more time. I blanked out on the
They'd be weird, right?
Yeah.
Because the way that ChatGPT talks, it's like the most like, I could never listen to this person talk in real life.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm not listening to this teacher. No. What is the name of FL Studio's built-in feature that helps you create and modify drum patterns and loops?
Oh, step sequencer?
Yeah.
AKA channel rack?
Yeah.
It's technically, it's the channel rack. I don't know when they got rid of the term step sequencer. But you know, it's literally says channel rack at the top of it. So I'm not really sure when they got rid of that or if they did I don't know. But I think it's got to be keyword time. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Keyword time for this week's giveaway. Giving away every single one of my FL Studio courses from yahelpme.com.
Ooh.
We got music production courses, FL Studio specific courses, melodies, drum courses.
Some of the best courses. People tell me all the time.
We have the best courses.
People say all the time, they say, how do you make such great courses? I say it just comes naturally.
Today's keyword
I don't even think about it.
Today's keyword is granulizer. Yeah, why not, right?
Make way for the granulizer.
Yep. So
yeah.
5 people in the comments that comment the word granulizer will be entered into the giveaway for next week's giveaway in the comments. And make sure you look at the pinned comment to see who the winners were for last week's episode. And last week's episode, they're going to be winning all 5 are going to be winning all my production courses, as well as the FLP that we did in last week's episode. So they're going to be getting the session, the FLP. You could break things down. You could use the samples however you'd like. Flip it, send it to us. We might play it on the podcast. You never know.
Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
You never know.
You never know.
There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. Damn it.
And this is a reminder to anybody listening to the podcast right now. If you're at work right now, go home and make beats.
Yep, for real.
Go home and make beats. As soon as you get out of work today, go home, commute time, whatever. Grab yourself a little drink at the corner store, whatever. Pull up to the studio, make some beats.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do for. We do it for the beats, for the love of the beats.
I think we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
I can't remember what the hell I was going to say, and it probably wasn't that important.
You forget me.
You forget me. You age me.
You age me.
So, yeah, again, if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, make sure to share this with a friend if
you get me.
You age me.
You forget me.